All right, so this is my final episode, if that's what you want to call it, on the whole gut health thing. So we've already discussed the whole, like, hey, what exactly is gut health and what goes on in there and things like that. And, we've talked about signs and symptoms and, the obvious and not so obvious. But, like, if you are thinking, like, maybe I do have an issue, how do I fix it? Like, what do I do to make it better? Because, first of all, gas, bloating, constipation, indigestion, heartburn, that sucks. Especially if you have it all the time, no matter what you eat, right? And why the heck do you have it every time you eat, bread or whatever it is? Like, what is it that you're eating that's causing it? Those are called triggers. We'll talk about that another time. But I'm just going to give you tips on how to restore it and maintain it. So things are like, hey, they're running smooth, you're feeling okay, you're not feeling sluggish, you're not feeling run down. Remember all those signs and symptoms like abdominal cramping. Autoimmune disease, you guys, is huge with gut health. If your gut is messed up, hormones, autoimmune disease, like, just craziness. But like I said, I could talk about it all day. Right now, I'm just going to give you some tips, and I will put it in a blog and elaborate more on it, because if you know me, I say I'm going to only be 5 minutes, and then I just get into this craziness of like, hey, I feel like I need you to know all of it. So I'm just going to give the tips, right? So, when your gut is not maintained, real quick, things like vitamin deficiency, like you don't have the right vitamins, you're not absorbing vitamins correctly, so you're not feeling well, you're getting sick often, maybe you're constipated, having cramps, again, gas and bloating, things like that are huge when your gut is, as I should say, funked up with an N, okay? Don't ever, I will drop the F-bomb, but not in stuff like this, so it's funked. So it's all build up, so to say, in there. So what do you do to restore it, to keep it nice and clean, to maintain it? First of all, there are so many toxins out there. Again, remember I said, I'll elaborate. I'm just going to give you tips. Ditch the toxins. Where are they at? Well, like environmental toxins, sometimes we really can't control a lot of that. But like the food we eat, the shampoo we use, the lotions, the toothpaste, the deodorants, a lot of those things trigger things to happen in your gut, right? Because there's just garbage in it. So start to figure out, like, what are these toxins? How can I eliminate them? What are they in? Every little step helps. Trust me, okay? It's not something that can happen overnight, cleaning your gut out, and it's not something that you can do one time. Like, you can't just brush your teeth once and expect to never have cavities again, right? You have to maintain, you have to floss, you have to brush, you have to go to the dentist every 6 months. Some of us have to have cavities filled. Those kind of things are maintenance. Your gut needs maintaining, okay? If you have something along the lines of an autoimmune disease or something more detrimental to your health, should I say, that is involved with your gut, it's going to take a while. The longer you've been having this issue, the longer it's going to take to clear it up. So ditch the toxins. Yes, you want a probiotic. You want a good probiotic. I'm going to tell you what. Stay away from the BOGOs. Stay away from the buy two, get one frees, because you get what you pay for, okay? So you want to make sure that there are a few strains of probiotics in there, not one strain of probiotic and then other ingredients are like terrible toxins, again, fillers that are like counterproductive of what the probiotic is supposed to do. That helps keep the good bacteria in there and gets rid of the bad bacteria, okay? It keeps things nice and clean. It keeps things, I'm kind of trying to keep it real easy for you guys to understand, because I could go all day, and I will talk all day with you if you would love to. It just sweeps out the junk and keeps out the junk, okay? But you're kind of detoxifying. You don't want to retoxify by saying like, oh, I'm going to eat junk and I'm going to not worry about, maybe I need to switch up my deodorant or change my shampoo, or just kind of get to be aware of what these toxins are that could be messing my gut up. Antibiotics, you guys. Oh, I will attach the blog I wrote on that. Like, look, I'm not going to say like don't ever take them, because sometimes we actually really need them, but they are writing them left and right for things that your body, if your immune system is working well, will fight off on its own. But the more antibiotics you're on, the sicker you're going to get, right? The more you're going to be taking them, the more your gut is going to be swiped out of all the bacteria. So it's going to be susceptible to like bad stuff going on in there. So yeah, antibiotics, you know what? Just think twice before you go and the doctor's like, I'm going to put you on an antibiotic because your nose is running. Like, are you kidding me? Like, let my nose run. Maybe my body knows what it's supposed to be doing. So when you give your body what it's supposed to have, it does what it's supposed to do, right? Okay, fermented foods. Like, I can go on all day about that too, but there's this nice little drink that is out there now, kombucha, if I'm saying it correctly. That's huge. It's got probiotics in it. Make sure that it's not a garbage one. You know, like there's things, fermented foods like sauerkraut and, I don't want to say it wrong, kimchi and kefir. But here's the thing, like, make sure you know what's in it, because just because it says those words on the front, like fermented food, you can turn that bad boy around and look where it says the other ingredients, and it may have a bunch of stuff, again, like I said, same thing with probiotics, that's counterproductive to what you want it to actually do. So these fillers, again, may go under that category of toxins, aren't helping you very much. And then I'm going to give you like my fifth tip on obviously cleaning it out, restoring, maintaining, like detox, cleanse it, like take the Hoover and put it in there and clean it out, and then maintain with fermented foods, probiotics, not retoxing yourself. How do you do that? Not on a starvation cleanse, not on a liquid cleanse. You want to make sure that it's something that's actually working to get rid of all the buildup, all the parasites that are in there. Those things need to just die off and get out. And then you need to maintain and keep them out of there. Like, you need to pull those weeds and you need to keep that garden nice and clean so the moles don't get in there or whatever it is. And, you know, bone broth is really another huge thing that is great for your gut health also. So that's my tip number 6. I just threw that one in there. I actually think it's in the blog. But I run, if you've seen me post things, I do run a cleanse detox. And, you know, if you want to know more about it, I will put the link in this blog with it, because the more that you know about how your body works, how it's supposed to work, what you're actually supposed to do to keep it cleaned out, the better you're going to feel, the less you are going to get sick, the better, believe it or not, your hormones. Maybe, are my hormones out of whack? I don't know. Like, sometimes this buildup over years, we don't see anything from it until it's almost too late. Like, when the signs are showing, you're like, whoa, now what? Remember when I said the longer it's been manifesting, the harder it is to reverse, clean up, maintain, and things like that. So when you're doing it, just, like, don't wait until you're like, well, I have like yeast overgrowth, so I really need to work on that. Oh my gosh, I did one thing and it didn't help. Well, like, this is kind of buildup of it, and it's coming out in places, and it's kind of giving you a sign like, hey, we got to maintain this. We have to restore it, and we have to keep it that way. So just remember that it's not a one and done thing to maintain or clean out or restore. And I just kind of gave that in the backwards order. It's not a one and done. This is something that you need to be educated on. This is something that I'm hoping that people are listening and saying, hey, maybe my allergies suck so bad and Claritin is just not freaking working. Maybe I need to clean my gut out, because maybe that's where it starts. So maintaining, first of all, knowing overall, like, what actually my gut health is. And that's where I started with this. And then, like, what are the signs and symptoms, and how do I fix it? How do I make it not get worse? How do I make it to where I don't have these issues? And that's huge. So that is what this whole series was. It's all tied together. I will put this blog out there where I elaborate a little bit more, like, well, what is a fermented food? What does it do? It introduces the good bacteria again into your gut. And we need those good bacteria in there to keep us clean, right? So that is pretty much all I have for you today. Make sure that you check out the blog that I am going to attach with this live video later. And if you have any questions, as always, please message me. I could go on and tell you things about this all day long. And, I'm out here to kind of try to help you guys not have gas, constipation, heartburn, indigestion, autoimmune, severe allergies here and there, sick all the time. Like, I want to help people with that. So please just check this out. Be open-minded and be like, hey, yeah, maybe this is something I need to look further into. Because maybe when you go back and look at the signs and symptoms episode I did, you'll be like, well, dang, I have like 6 of those. Like, if you have one of those, like, it's time to just consider, like, got to maintain, got to clean some stuff out, need to restore it. Because eventually that will all build up, and like one autoimmune disease leads to other autoimmune diseases. One kind of allergy leads to a bunch of other allergies. It's huge. One hormonal imbalance leads to other hormonal imbalances. And what we're being, like I said, I wasn't going to go really long, but I want to close this out. What we're all being given from like left and right to try to fix this is just a Band-Aid solution, because we really need to like roto-root our intestines and clean out our gut, and then like, whoa, what would life be like if you weren't taking Claritin that wasn't working, or medications that were making you feel like even worse? So what if, right? What if? So take a look at all these episodes. I will repost everything. And if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.